Last night we lost a brother, we lost a family member, and in our industry. This is great. I was hoping Dave was okay. I guess he's all right, isn't he?
Sporting events are full of excitement, intense joy, and amazing moments. But on the other hand, this is also where some of the most shocking events in the history of sports happened. In this video, we will talk about the sad stories of some well-known athletes who suddenly lost their lives right in front of their supporters, leaving behind painful and touching memories of their final moments. But before we start, if you are new to our channel, please subscribe so you will always be updated with videos like this. Dale Earnhardt. In the world of motorsports, there are only a few names that can earn the respect and admiration that Dale Earnhardt received. Born on April 29, 1951 in Kannapolis, Earnhardt, better known as the Intimidator, became a legend in NASCAR because of his aggressive driving style and intense determination. Because of this, he won the Winston Cup Series championship 7 times. On February 18, 2001, the 43rd running of the Daytona 500 was held at the Daytona International Speedway. The weather was clear and the stadium seats were filled with excited fans. And among the roaring engines at the starting line was Earnhardt's famous black number 3 Chevrolet. As the race neared its end, Earnhardt was in 3rd place behind Michael Waltrip and his son, Dale Earnhardt Jr. But on the final lap, his car was suddenly involved in a 3-car crash. His car hit the outer wall of the track almost head-on at an estimated speed of 160 miles per hour. At first, the accident didn't look as serious as other motorsports crashes. But after the collision, Earnhardt stopped responding on the radio. The loss of Dale Earnhardt was an inexplicable tragedy for NASCAR. He was an even bigger personality than the sport itself. His passing seemed like the end of an era. Fans around the world mourned, and the racing community was engulfed in deep sorrow. Tributes poured in from fellow drivers, team owners, fans, and even from people outside the racing world. Because of his passing, many important safety changes in motorsports were implemented. In NASCAR, the use of the hands, head, and neck support device became mandatory, which was designed to prevent the type of injury that took his life. Safer barriers and energy-absorbing walls were also installed on racetracks to reduce the impact of accidents. Despite these changes, Earnhardt's final race remains etched in the minds of fans. It serves as a frightening reminder of the dangers that come with top-level racing and the true cost of the thrill and excitement in the sport. But Dale Earnhardt's legacy goes beyond the tragedy that surrounded his final moments. He was known for his aggressive driving style, intense competitiveness, and exceptional driving skills. To this day, he is still considered one of the best drivers in the history of NASCAR. And in many ways, his passing prompted significant changes in motorsport safety, a powerful testament to the lasting impact of the Intimidator. Antonio Puerta was an excellent football player known for his technical skills, versatility on the field, and unmatched passion for football. Born in November 1984, he gradually rose to become one of the most important players of Sevilla FC, which made fans love him and earned him the respect of his fellow athletes. The cause of his death was multiple organ failure caused by prolonged cardiac arrest. Later on, it was discovered that he had a rare inherited disease called arrhythmogenic right ventricular cardiomyopathy, a condition that is often not detected right away and can cause dangerous, irregular heartbeat, especially during intense physical activity. After his passing, the Spanish Football Federation implemented mandatory cardiac screening for all players to detect athletes at risk for this type of condition earlier. Puerta's tragedy also paved the way for more discussions about the importance of adequate medical facilities and trained medical personnel at sports venues. Even though his career was short, he left a significant mark on the world of football. He was part of the Sevilla team that won back-to-back UEFA Cups. Cups in 2006 and 2007, where he showcased his talent on the biggest stages of European football. The scene of his collapse on the field remains a painful memory and serves as a reminder of the dangers of undiagnosed illnesses in sports. It also showed how important regular health checks and quick emergency response are. For the fans who witnessed it, it was a terrifying moment, the opposite of the joyful atmosphere that football usually brings. To this day, the memory of Antonio Puerta is still alive, not only in the hearts of his fans, but also in the changes made to prevent similar tragedies. As a tribute, Sevilla FC retired his number 16 jersey and named the club's training ground after him. Despite his early passing, his deep influence on the world of football continues. Reggie, who was born in November 1961 in Baltimore, was a professional basketball player known for his speed, scoring ability, and leadership on the court. As the team captain of the Boston Celtics in the National Basketball Association, he was loved by fans all over the world because of his outstanding performances. But on July 27, 2003, during an off-season practice game at Brandeis University, tragedy suddenly struck. While playing, Lewis suddenly collapsed on the court and lost consciousness. Despite the immediate response of the medical team, he was declared dead 2 hours later at a local hospital. The cause of his death was cardiac arrest, which was later linked to a heart condition called hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. His passing at the age of 27 greatly shocked the basketball world. In his memory, the Celtics retired his jersey number 35. His death served as a strong reminder of the importance of regular health screenings for athletes, prompting the NBA and other sports organizations to tighten their medical examinations. Patrick Ekeng, born on March 26, 1990, was a vibrant and talented midfielder who played for Dinamo Bucuresti in Romania's Liga 1. Because of his energy on the field and his football skills, he earned the respect of fans and fellow players. On May 6, 2016, in a match against Viitorul Constanța, he suddenly collapsed on the field just 7 minutes after being brought in as a substitute player. Even though the medical teams responded quickly, he was declared dead after 2 hours. The cause of his death was a heart attack, an event that shocked football fans all over the world. Grief poured in immediately from fans, teammates, and even rival players. As a tribute, Dinamo Bucuresti retired his jersey number 14. Ekeng's tragedy further emphasized the importance of immediate medical response and stricter heart screening procedures in sports. To this day, his story remains a painful reminder of how unpredictable life can be, even for those who seem strong and healthy like athletes. Bill Masterton. Bill Masterton was a Canadian-American ice hockey player who was born on August 13, 1938 in Winnipeg. He was known as an excellent forward with great dedication, skill, and love for the game. He played for the Minnesota North Stars in the National Hockey League. But on January 18, 1968, while playing against the Oakland Seals, everything suddenly changed. He was hit hard by 2 opposing players, causing him to lose his balance, and he fell backward onto the ice. With the strong impact, his head hit the hard ice. He immediately lost consciousness and never woke up again. After 2 days, he passed away due to severe brain injury or massive brain hemorrhage. The tragedy that happened to Masterton brought significant changes to the NHL. This was one of the reasons why the use of helmets for players was gradually promoted and eventually made mandatory to prevent similar accidents. As a tribute to him, the NHL established the Bill Masterton Memorial Trophy, an annual award given to the player who best exemplifies perseverance, sportsmanship, and true dedication to ice hockey. Chuck Hughes. Chuck Hughes was an American football player who was born on March 2, 1943 in Philadelphia. He played as a wide receiver for the Detroit Lions in the National Football League. He became known for his hard work, determination, and talent on the field. On October 4, 1971, during a game against the Chicago Bears at Tiger Stadium, Hughes suddenly collapsed in the middle of the game even though no opponent had touched him. He was immediately rushed to the hospital, but the doctors were unable to save him. It was found that the cause of his death was atherosclerotic coronary artery disease, a heart condition that led to a fatal heart attack Chuck Hughes is the only NFL player in history to die while actually in a game. Because of this tragedy, the NFL tightened health screenings for players, especially when it comes to heart conditions and cardiovascular health. His loss served as a strong reminder that even professional athletes can have silent illnesses that are not immediately detected. Dan Snyder was born on February 23, 1978 in Elmira. He was a talented Canadian ice hockey player who played as a forward for the Atlanta Thrashers in the National Hockey League. On September 29, 2003, Snyder and his teammate Danny Heatley were involved in a tragic car accident in Atlanta. Heatley was driving the car when he lost control due to excessive speed and eventually crashed into a wall. Due to the severity of the crash, Snyder was thrown out of the car and sustained serious injuries. He was immediately rushed to the hospital and placed in a medically induced coma as doctors fought hard to save his life. But after 6 days, he eventually passed away due to septic shock and other complications caused by his injuries. Snyder's passing served as a heavy reminder of the responsibility that comes with fame and success. It also showed how important it is to be careful and responsible when driving. As a tribute, the Atlanta Thrashers retired his number 37 jersey. In addition, the NHL also introduced the Dan Snyder Memorial Award, an annual award for the player who shows perseverance, dedication, and hard work, even without fame or recognition in return. Ray Chapman was born on January 15, 1891 in Beaver Dam. He was an excellent shortstop who played for the Cleveland Indians in Major League Baseball. On August 16, 1920, while playing against the New York Yankees at the Polo Grounds, a tragedy occurred. Chapman was hit on the head by a ball thrown by the pitcher, Carl Mays. Because the ball was dirty and dark in the fading afternoon light, it was difficult to see. The ball hit Chapman's head hard, causing him to immediately collapse on the field. He was immediately rushed to the hospital, but after 12 hours, he passed away due to a fractured skull. To this day, Ray Chapman is still the only MLB player who has died because of an on-field incident during a game. His tragedy led to important changes in baseball. These include the banning of spitballs, the use of cleaner and brighter baseballs in every game, and encouraging batters to wear helmets for added safety. Chapman's story remains a reminder of how important safety regulations are in sports to protect athletes from serious accidents. Duke Ko Kim was born in May 1955 in Gangwon. He was a professional boxer in the lightweight division who became known for his incredible toughness, courage, and fighting spirit, which boxing fans from all over the world admired. On November 13, 1982, he faced Ray Mancini in Las Vegas for the WBA lightweight title. It was a brutal and intense fight that lasted 14 rounds. Both boxers threw powerful punches at each other. But in the 14th round, a powerful right-hand punch from Mancini landed on Kim and knocked him down to the canvas. He was immediately taken out of the ring and rushed to the hospital. But after 5 days, he passed away due to the severe brain injury he sustained in the fight. The loss of Duke Ko Kim had a huge impact on the world of boxing. Because of this, important changes were made to the sport, including reducing championship fights from 15 rounds to 12 rounds, and implementing stricter medical examinations for boxers. This tragedy served as a strong reminder of the physical dangers of boxing and the importance of continuously improving safety measures for the protection of athletes. Tom Simpson was born in November 1937 in Haswell and was recognized as one of the best British cyclists of his time. He was the first Briton to wear the famous yellow jersey in the Tour de France, a huge achievement in the world of cycling. But on July 13, 1967, during the 13th stage of the Tour de France, tragedy struck as Simpson was climbing the steep part of Mont Ventoux under the intense heat of the sun. As he neared the summit, he suddenly collapsed in the middle of the race. The medical team tried to revive him, but he was later declared dead that same day. It was found that the cause of his death was a combination of severe heat exhaustion, dehydration, and the effects of amphetamines and alcohol that he took to fight fatigue during the race. The tragic loss of Tom Simpson brought about significant changes in professional cycling. Regulations against the use of prohibited substances were tightened, and more attention was given to the health and safety of riders during races. To this day, his story remains a powerful reminder of the dangers of performance-enhancing substances and the extreme physical hardships that athletes sometimes endure in pursuit of victory. Phil O'Donnell was born in March 1972 in Bellshill. He was a dedicated and hardworking football player known for his work ethic, leadership, and deep love for the game. As a central midfielder, he spent most of his career at Motherwell FC in the Scottish Premier League, where he was respected by fans and fellow players. But on December 29, 2007, while playing against Dundee United at Fir Park, everything suddenly changed. In the 72nd minute of the match, while he was leaving the field to be substituted, O'Donnell suddenly collapsed in the middle of the pitch. He was immediately attended to by the medical staff and given emergency treatment before being rushed to Wishaw General Hospital. But despite all efforts, he was later declared dead. It was found that the cause of his death was left ventricular failure of the heart. The news of his passing brought great sadness to the entire football community. Tributes poured in from players, coaches, and fans who honored his dedication, sportsmanship, and significant contributions to Scottish football. The heartbreaking scene of an athlete suddenly collapsing on the field served as a reminder of how short and fragile life is, even in the midst of the joy and excitement of sports. In his memory, Motherwell FC retired his number 10 jersey in honor, given to a player who made a tremendous contribution to the club. Because of his passing, the importance of strict health checks in football, particularly cardiac screening for players, was further emphasized. Even though he is gone, the memory of Phil O'Donnell continues to live on in the history of Scottish football. He played more than 200 games for Motherwell FC and was part of the team that won the Scottish FA Cup in 1991. His hard work, dedication, and love for the game, along with the tragedy that surrounded his final moments, have forever etched his name in the history of football. The story of Phil O'Donnell is a powerful reminder that even in the midst of joy, success, and passion for sports, everything can change in an instant. It also shows how important strong health and safety measures are to protect the lives of athletes as they pursue their dreams and victories.